Hey y'all, we've got a few things to show you today, but first, a few of you need to please remember why this channel exists. It's to bridge a gap between certain misconceived fantasies that have been taught to us. Every now and then, I may seem to go off on a tangent on a video, but there's reasons for it, so please be patient. Anyways, I'm repping the Azores today. My beautiful wife's mother was Portuguese from the Portuguese island of Terceira. We recently visited, and it's a gorgeous place with great people. Shout out to Michelle, the owner of Marina Souvenirs in Praia, for going way out of his way to help us out. And Juca of Terceira Outdoor Tours for going all out and doing what he does. Okay, see this thing? Mau they call it? Well, I'm gonna need everyone to stop looking at this picture because it's not real. Yes, Mau is a real thing, but this isn't. See this? Artist's conception. This is not reality. But this is the image that keeps getting shown, and people, please stop sending it to me. I mean, I know you mean well, but dang, there's people out there finding and marking anomalies in this image. Just stop it. There's an astronomer who has a YouTube channel called The Boogie Man. Anyway, he claims to have actual footage of this thing, and it's worth a look. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. But this right here?
Honey, it's not real.
So let's head to Mars. We were searching for potential inscriptions and images from this Martian day when we discovered something else. Now, I want you to know that we're still not sure what we're looking at right here, but we definitely have something going on. So these protrusions got my attention, especially the one to the left. Now, I know where we could go with this, with pareidolia and all, but this gets a lot better. First, please notice just up here above it. I don't know what's going on here. What does this look like to you, the area that's highlighted? So when you start looking at other images that were taken consecutively, you start seeing something really bizarre. Check this out. Do you see all of those things sticking out of the side of this hill? I've highlighted some of them. I repeat, some. You can see the shadows below them. They are all protrusions. If you look closely, many of them have eyeballs and mouths right where you think they should be. What is up with that? Again, I've started marking these and then realized there are just too many. And really, I was marking them for myself with contrast on it so I could try to see some definition. I will leave a link to this image in the video description because people, you need to download this. This needs to be investigated. But look at all of those. If you download it yourself on a decent computer with a decent graphics card to where you can really look up close. So this is really weird, but I'll tell you what it looks like to me. Is it possible that these are what many are calling mud fossils? Are these animals that were fleeing some type of devastation, which we know did occur? Was this mud pouring in? Were they trying to escape the heat? That's just an idea. I need help. I'm putting this out there for all of you to see, for you to think, for you to help. It's up to us. We've described in a couple of other videos how we revived this guy and why we think this is a fallen Martian statue. But now we think it may not be a guy. It was my wife who in Houston at a conference noticed this looks like a uterus. Is this a stretch? You know, I don't think so. Many of the Egyptian gods and demigods were winged and female. The survivors of the Martian genocide eventually made their way to Earth. Think about it. The Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk, England UFO incident of 1980. If you've never heard of it, look it up. It's all over the internet. Books have been written about it, documentaries. There's the History Channel's version, Unsolved Mysteries. I've read where many believe it's the most well-documented UFO alien contact event in history. Now, this is likely due to the fact that the supposed event took place in a forest situated between two Air Force bases in England, Bentwaters and Woodbridge, and also because the witnesses involved a base commander and a couple of military security personnel. That is what has provided the credibility. But really, if you check out the story, there's not really anything else except for some Geiger counter readings, and honestly, I've always wondered why this was made into such a big deal, still to this day, when there is so much what I believe to be much better evidence being recorded and witnessed every day. Still, I never really doubted the basic story. Remember, this channel is about converting certain misconceived fantasies into a tangible reality. And that knife sometimes cuts both ways, folks. So, then something unexpected happened. Several months ago, I was contacted via email by a guy to whom, for now, we will refer to as Bill. Now, Bill had a claim, and it was that he was at Bentwaters in the 80s and he knew precisely what had occurred in Rendlesham Forest. And like others, he'd signed a 30-year non-disclosure agreement, but the 30 years has since expired. And this was something he'd been living with for all these years and needed to get off his chest. I've spent many hours talking to him on the phone about this, and you must also keep in mind that even with the expiration of the NDA, there are still things he's bound by law not to directly state. And on top of that, he's a patriot and will not jeopardize national security. Interestingly, he came to me saying, "I can't tell you what happened, but I will tell you the truth." It's sort of cryptic. I liked it. And after talking to him, I realized exactly what this meant. And if you will listen closely to the soon-to-come interview, you will too, and you will know the truth about Rendlesham Forest, 1980.